Darlington 1883 versus York City FC.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slightly dramatic for the FA Cup first round against Darlington, don't you think? Welcome back to the Minstermen, man. I'm Dan. This is episode 5, and we've got the FA Cup round. We've come early for the FA Cup first round. It should be an easy fixture, but you never know. If we go far in the FA Cup, it'd be nice to catalogue those games, and this is the easiest way of doing it. I suppose we're up against Darlington, as you will have heard in the intro, so it shouldn't be a challenging match. It should be one with lots of goals. But anyway, talking about lots of goals, I need to show you something. So, bit of a catch-up for you then, guys. We played, of course, Stevenage in the last very boring live com. I apologise for how boring that live com was. I hope at least my commentary was slightly more entertaining than the match, because the match was dire. We, of course, beat them 1-0 at home with Max Hazeldine scoring the only goal, and really, I think the only highlight in the second half at least. I think Fenwick had an early chance, and then that were it. Swindon away then. This was a difficult fixture, but again, an equally as boring match, to be honest. A 1-0 win for us, but a penalty shot with the goal, with Fenwick's goal, in fact. As you can see there, our ratings on the right, they're nothing to be desired. I mean, Jack Lee had a good game. And maybe Bowling on the right hand side in defence, and apart from that, nothing, absolutely nothing. We then went, well, we didn't go. We invited Shrewsbury over to our place, and it was a goalless draw, and another pretty boring match. I think we were lucky actually in this match to get a point. They could have gone up on several occasions, and it was in the end our keeper Craig McGilvery that. McGilligiver, I do not know his name, but he did get a good few saves there and kept his goal clean sheet, but also a clean sheet for them. Of course, it means that's just the point for us. Going into the Walsall game away, we switched formation, and I got hammered for it in the press. It was we were going the wide, for the past 10 games or so we were playing the wide formation. I switched it to that narrow formation, that 4-4-2 diamond, without wingers. We just used the fullbacks and wingbacks, etc., to get up there with the crosses, and it didn't pay off at all. And in fact, the press picked up on that. Why would you change something that's relatively successful for something that isn't? I mean, you can see there we had 5 clean sheets in the past 5 games. And switched up formation, and it didn't work. And Walsall are a good side in this league. We're of course newly promoted, and we just didn't really give them the goods. And I switched it back to that wide formation, I think around the hour mark, but it was just too little, too late in the end. We failed to get the goal, and we indeed did lose it. But we've only lost now 3 matches in League One, and all of those have been 1-0 defeats. And so we've not ever been hammered so far to say we're nearly promoted side. We've just lost out 1-0. So they've obviously scored that goal and then sat back, and it's been difficult for us to penetrate because we play rather defensive or counter, and when teams sit back, we find it more difficult. So 1-0, another 1-0 defeat in the tally, to tally up there. Last match, just played it, and I wish I'd have live-con this because this was the most interesting match we've had so far, because there were 9 goals in it. 6-3 away win against Millwall, who I thought could beat us quite comfortably. And in fact, out of all the teams so far, they've scored the most past us. As you know, we've only lost 3 1-0s, and then a couple of teams have got a couple of goals past us, but we've got more goals. See there, a couple of 4-2 wins for us. But never before as a team, well, so far in League One, has a team scored more than 2 goals against us. But if it were going to be anybody so far, it was going to be Millwall. 3 goals then for them. But we doubled that. We got 6. Scott Fenwick early off the mark They equalised, and then that were it for the first half. Quite a normal first half, 1-1. Didn't change much going into the second half, and loads and loads of goals, basically. We were playing on counter for the first hour, and I think we switched to defensive maybe for the last half an hour. Probably actually not. Maybe we were playing that for 75 minutes on counter and then just switched for 15 minutes on defensive. But who says you can't score goals with a defensive setup or a counter setup? Because we scored 6 away goals on just purely counter and defensive mentality. Playing RouteOne football. So you can see there just how well Max Hazeldine did. He got 4 goals. Incredible. And he got a 9.9 rating. Let me know if a 10 rating is impossible, because 9.9 is the highest I've ever seen, and I've only ever seen it just now with Max Hazeldine. Absolutely thrilling match. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Over the moon with it. It, of course, maintains our top spot. We only lost once there against Millwall, got a draw, but then won the rest of those matches since Stevenage, and it's just meant that we've stayed on top. Scott Fenwick there with 11 goals, Max Hazeldine with 6 assists so far. So our players are doing decent. Now let's get into what we will be playing against Darlington in the FA Cup. Darlington, of course, are Vanarama national side, that's right, but they ain't having a good season. They sit 22nd, and I could just play a load of reserve team players, but I didn't want to. I wanted to make sure that we do win, but I am going to give Moussa Mohamed a chance to show what he's capable of, get some goals this season, because so far he's not really had a look in. He's played in 2 goals in the Checker trade, he got an assist, but apart from that he's not got any league games. I'm not quite sure he's good enough. We'll play Keenan Marsh-Brown because he's not had a load of games, and what we'll actually do is we'll keep Assam in, we'll bring Terrell Thomas on, but we'll just hop in there and bring up Luca Akolani, the Manchester United youngster. Well, he's our youngster now, and we'll give him his first match for us. Where is he? There. And we'll just stick him on the bench, but we will we'll be sure to put him on. We'll see what he can do against Darlington. Apart from that, we've swapped with this side a bit. Van Ingamy doesn't really start as much as he used to. We've played Mafuta quite a bit there in that ball-winning midfield role, and Mafuta's having a great season. 7.29, 7.06 in the last 5 games, so he's having a great season. Yeah, I mean, we'll just hop in and play with this. We aren't going to play countered, and maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should play control. Maybe we only scored a lot of goals in the Millwall match because they were playing so attacking. So we'll probably change that during the match. Maybe for the second half, we might have a quiet first half and then switch to a more attacking mentality. We'll just see what we can do. We'll stick with structured. I think that works well with us. We will stick highlights on because that's something I missed last time. So Winchester, Mohamed, Fenwick. This I think is the first highlights, and don't think anything will come of it. But we have won a corner, which is always nice. Connolly with the corner whips it into the 6-yard box, but he's cleared, and he's cleared again after his second attempt at a cross. And he gets another corner. It's only 1 minute gone. Can he find anybody this time? No, but Fenwick's picked it. Let's start again. Fenwick has picked it up outside the box and has won the foul against Sayers with a free kick from Connolly, again whipped in, and that time it's a goal kick to Darlington. So first couple of minutes, quite a lot were going on. See, there was had a couple of shots. It looks like Darlington, kind of possession-wise, are edging it, which is fine. Keanu Marsh-Brown. Really, I just want to see how Mohamed does in this match. Can he get a goal or two to start his season off? And I want to see the young guy, Luca Recolani, and see what he can do in defence against the Vanarama national side. Because I don't really want to loan him out as such, because here we go, Fenwick with the goal. Beningame gets into some space and finds a nice assist as well. Finds Fenwick there with plenty of space. We'll just have a look at this highlight, and then I'll talk to you about our loanee situation. I could probably talk to you about our loanee situation right now because it may take a while to load these highlights. So basically, our loanees are not doing great when they go out. Their average rating seems to be lower. Anis Amerovic, who has had good ratings for us in the past 2 seasons in League Two and in the Vanarama National, he's playing in the Vanarama National and he's not doing very well at all. So you see there, Benningham, he does just great to beat his man there and whip it straight through. Fenwick, there's a few other guys there, Hussein Mohammed and Aidan Connolly. They're all in the box to pick up a rebound, and that's great. Like I say, loanees aren't doing very well. Even Anis Amerovic, who's been one of our star players, our key players in the past couple of years, he's loaned out just because I weren't sure he could make the step up to League One. But even he's not playing for his new club, AFC Wimbledon, in fact, in the Vanarama National, very well. So I'm a bit hesitant now to loan players out as such, especially players like Luke Ekolani and Fenwick has scored again, and we have scored 2 goals now in 30 minutes. Fenwick, indeed, with the goals. Winchester, again, getting himself involved in that play, but this time to Hussein Mohammed, who finds Connolly out wide, who does then whip it in again, just from the other side of the box, of course. But yeah, Ekolani, I don't want him to just go out to some random Vanarama North, South or National side, play a handful of games and play them badly. I want to keep him in our reserve side or our under 21 side and just see how he does, see if he can get a couple of games for the senior side in cup runs like this as well, and just see what he can do with that. Connolly does well there on a tough angle to get the 3rd goal of the match and his 2nd goal of the season. So Beningame now actually whacks it, and that rebound is one of the most powerful rebounds I've ever seen, and from a very powerful shot. It must have been Benny Beningame fancied his chance there, it seems. Arrowsmith for them though gets a goal before half time, just before half time, from a corner. We're not very good at defending set pieces, by the way. That's a goal for them. I think, in fact, Walsall's goal was a set piece in that 1-0 defeat. So maybe it's something we should look at solving at some point, preferably soon. Solid lead, but things can change. Rooney and Mohammed both look stressed. Mohammed's not having a great game, is he? Right. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put Ekolani on for the 2nd half, just so he can get a nice 45 minutes worth of play against Darlington now. Essam, Rooney to Fenwick. I always commentate that 2nd half opener, and I never really should I? It's just the highlight to open the 2nd half. Never learn. I never ever learn. What can they do now? Scott just drills it straight at McGillivray. I think I've said that right. The more I say it, the more practice makes perfect. I'll get it right eventually. Scott to Gillies is that on the right to Tavernier, Falkingham, Sayers, Mottram. They're knocking the ball around nicely there, Darlington, but can't find the finish in the end. Is there anything I want to do? I don't really want to bring Hazeldine on. I don't think it's necessary. Maybe to rest Scott Fenwick a little bit, but I think he's alright. Benny Beningame's had a great game, 2 assists for him, and he's on an 8.5 in terms of match rating. That's fantastic. Luke Ricolani's not having a terrible game, it seems. Also, he's not made any silly mistakes at least, because that would have showed up on the highlights, I reckon. Now let's just try and bring some players on to get some fresh legs out there. We'll bring on Axel Prahowle as a inside forward on support, and we'll bring in Cuvelier for Winchester. Because Benny Beningame won't play in the next match. We'll bring in Mafuta and Dixon perhaps as well. So it's alright if he just knackers his legs out, because he'll get a nice rest. But he's had a good game today. Very, very impressive from him. I know it's only against Darlington, but still. Mohammed now, what can he do? He can hit the post, and that rebound nearly went in off the goalkeeper. I think would have been an own goal. But Mohamed there just couldn't get the finish, and that's disappointing because he really needs to open his goal tally because he won't get that many chances, I feel, this season, and we can't loan him out because we've literally got 4 strikers, 3 decent ones that we keep need to rotate in. Lyle Taylor keeps going off for international duty, and so we can't just lose Mohamed, because if then Lyle Taylor goes out international duty, we've then only literally got Hazeldine and Fenwick, so we really need to keep Mohamed at the club, don't loan him out, but at the same time he's not going to get many games for us, so he really needs to impress when he does get the chance. But I am happy with that result. I mean, it was a very simple win for us, I feel. Darlington did do their best, of course. They got a goal. Many teams in League One can't get a goal against us recently, so the fact that Darlington's got a goal, we've not really changed much, has been it's a decent result for them in a sense. But of course they've knocked out of the FA Cup now. Okay, so here we are for the FA Cup second round draw. We're of course through, so we'll see who we get. What we'll do is we will do an automatic draw and we will see what's going on. Grimsby, they've got Cheltenham. That'll be a decent fixture. One of them will go out. Crewe, Swindon or Whitehawk. Swindon will probably get through against Crewe. Leicester's York against Bristol Rovers. That's not a bad fixture for us at all. It's another one that means that we may progress. We'll probably progress. Of course, Bristol Rovers in League 2. We'll stop the automatic draw. We'll just draw teams now and have a look down at some of these other fixtures. I mean, Scunthorpe, Bolton. One of them will go out this round, which is nice. Any other League One fixtures? Coventry, possibly, if they beat Colchester, through against Port Vale. Rotherham, Walsall. That's a decent fixture to just knock one of them League One teams out. But anyway, let's see Bristol Rovers. They, of course, got relegated from League One last season, so they're not the worst League 2 side, but they're not having a great time in League 2, sitting currently in 11th spot after 6 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses. So it should be a fixture that we can win and progress to the third round. We'll just jump in here. I said we'll be back for the Bolton game, of course, in episode 4. We came back early for the FA Cup fixture, so the next episode will be against Bolton, and then probably we'll do another FA Cup against Bristol Rovers after that, and then I may not see you until after the January transfer window, possibly after then. So anyhow, guys, glad you could make it to see us beat Darlington and progress in the FA Cup second round. Be sure to like the video, it helps the channel an awful lot, of course, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for updates. Nice that you come along again, very appreciative of it, and I guess I'll see you hopefully in episode 6. Ta-ra.